Hello, it's Britta here from Aligned and Undefined, and I'm here to deliver the weekly collective energetic update from the Akashic Records. A reminder that this is collective energy, so you are invited to take what resonates and leave the rest. However, I also invite you to, if it resonates, pay attention to how this energy is playing out around you, not just in your life, but in the people around you's lives, as well as what's going on globally. Because if the message isn't 100% applicable to your life as the week goes on, you're like, I'm not really feeling that, you might notice it elsewhere. Because collective energy is everybody. And it is going to impact everyone differently. And sometimes the messages are going to feel more resonant for you specifically, and other times you might not feel that, but you might notice it in your friends, family, coworkers, or social media more collectively at the global scale. So let's go. This is for the week of December 15th to the 21st, coming up on the end of the year. And we're going to see what the Akashic Records have in store for us for this not the last week of 2025, but one of the last weeks of 2025. All right, the Akashic Records for the collective consciousness are now open. Calling in all of our angels, guides, ancestors, and anyone else for our highest, truest, and gentlest good only. Records, please enlighten us on the energies on offer for the collective for this coming week of December 15th to the 21st. I'm getting this image and this energy of waves, of making waves, of making waves. This is a week of waves, of making waves. And it feels like this could have a couple of different meanings depending on who is listening. I'm getting the energy of like waves of like newness coming in. Waves of newness. I'm also getting like a cleansing energy coming in, like a wave of like a cleanse. Because these last few weeks of the year, and I've been channeling this within the records for since really the beginning of December, is that these last few weeks of the year are there's a lot of purging energy and people are releasing a lot, and that has been very painful. It has been confusing, it has been tiring, it has been all the things. And that is still happening. But what we're starting to see flip as the new year gets closer is that it's less about the actual purging and more about like cleansing from the purge now. So cleansing from all that's been released. I'm getting the sense that the releasing energy is at play for the rest of the year, really. The last couple weeks of the year, and yet the big purges, the big releasings are kind of complete at this time. So now what's in store is a cleansing process, cleansing all that isn't serving any longer, so we can have a blank slate for the new year. So that does mean that some new things will start to come, more and more new things are going to start to come in at the energetic level, but also at the physical level. New energies, new expansive energies are on offer. But also new physical opportunities are going to be starting to come in more with more vigor. So the waves of like abundance, but also the waves of like cleansing. And so depending on where you are in your journey, you will resonate with either or. There might be both of this energy for some people. But it's like allow space this week to truly cleanse. Like the word integration is coming in. Water is coming through. Of course, with the wave imagery. So that could be physically spending time in water, taking baths, showers, where Britta is in the world. It is too cold to really spend excessive amounts of time in like outdoor water, unless you're jumping into a frozen lake. And if that's your vibe, go for it. But connecting with the energy of water, and whether that's physically or just tuning into that energy of when we think about like watery energy, it's intuitive, it's flowy, it's emotional. And so it could be physically connecting with water, it could be just connecting with that essence of water. It could be both. But connecting to the energy of water this week to really cleanse your palate. To integrate. It doesn't feel like, because sometimes when I say integrate, sometimes when we talk about integrating, we mean like rest, like deep rest. And it doesn't feel like this is a week of like deep, profound rest. It more means integration in terms of mindfulness, in terms of moving with less force and more ease, which has been a lesson many of you have been working through throughout this year specifically. There could be slowing down on offer, but it doesn't feel like stay like just doing nothing. It doesn't feel like deep, like stagnant rest, which is important sometimes, but it doesn't feel like that. It just more feels like awareness of integration, awareness that cleansing is happening, connection to water, connection to your intuition, really tuning into that more and more. And that's also part of the cleansing that's happening, is many of you are noticing, many of you may notice a deeper connection to your intuition. Even those of you who consider yourself to be intuitive, are going to start to notice this week, if you haven't already, an even deeper connection to your intuition than ever before. A deeper sense of moving from that place and trusting that place more deeply. And it is from that place that the more abundance can come in, because when you're moving from your inner guidance, from your intuitive truth, you are more connected to source energy. You're more able to see the potential and possibilities that are right for you around you, and you're more able to take those steps in the right direction. So there is a lot of cleansing on offer this week. There's a lot of waves of abundance, waves of emotion. It doesn't feel like intensely, quote unquote, sad and negative emotions. It feels like, again, that word nervous system regulation, which has been a hot button word through this whole year. With these waves of cleansing and waves of abundance, there's also going to be waves of emotion, of like, more of that energy coming in that many of you have been seeking for not just this year, but for many years, some of you, decades for some of you. And with those waves of emotion, we also do want to take that time to regulate our nervous system, and ground into that intuitive self-trust. And giving space for the emotions as they come to wave, to rise up and have their space and time. So it is a magical week. It is lots of potential on offer. The purging energy is still moving through the collective, but it is less so about releasing at this point, and it's about cleansing and integrating and making space for the new and allowing in the new. As the new year ramps up more and more, and the new year energy continues to come in, more and more of you are going to continue to see new things coming in, like I said, energetically, because it always starts in the energetic body first, and then physically. So enjoy this time of year. It can be quite stressful with the holidays coming up, for those of you that celebrate that. And we know that many of you have feelings around this season that aren't quite merry and bright. And yet the energy at this time is really supportive of growth and new beginnings and new experiences coming off of a very intense year of a lot of shedding and a very intense last few weeks of a lot of shedding. So be gentle with yourself, be kind, be graceful, and ride the waves, for the waves have so much to offer. The Akashic records are now closed. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope and trust that you found this useful and resonant. If you have anything you'd like to say, I'd love to hear how it resonated. Please comment below. Also, if you want to continue to follow along with these energetic updates and the journey of them, I do post weekly energetic updates as well as a monthly energetic update around the first of the month every month. Please like and subscribe, and see you next week.